Hey friend, welcome to Understanding the Principle of Rhythm to Accelerate Manifestations. This masterclass will tell you what you need to know so you can utilize this principle to bring in your manifestations with more ease and speed. So stick around until the end to find out exactly how to do this. But it's also important to understand each of the 7 Hermetic principles if you really want to accelerate your results. So please be sure to check out the other videos in this series. There's a playlist of them on this channel to make them easier to find, which I will link for you below. This is the 5th principle, so you can watch the other 4 videos after this if you haven't yet, and the other 2 will premiere in the next couple of weeks. I also did an overview of all 7 Hermetic principles on an Abundant Universe podcast episode last year, which I'll also link in the description box in case you're interested. But before we jump on into today's video, here's my little disclaimer real quick. I'm always teaching from my current level of understanding, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because you may have a different understanding than I do, and that's perfectly okay. Please be sure to like this video to get it in front of more people who will benefit from it, or even share it if you know someone who would want to see it, like a dog or your friend or your mom. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, so you know when I upload new videos. I promise I'm going to get more regular about that again. It also helps my channel to grow, obviously, but more importantly, it helps more people who are looking for this kind of content to find it, because the more subscribers I have, the more YouTube pushes out my videos. And without further ado, let's dive in. The principle of rhythm states that everything flows out and in, everything has its tides, all things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. And that's according to the Kabbalion, which is a book full of the ancient teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, who was made into a god by the ancient Egyptians because of the teachings and because he supposedly lived to be about 300 years old. But we all know this, right? Everything ebbs and flows and rises and falls between the 2 poles that exist. For more on the poles, check out the last video in this series on the principle of polarity. And every action has an equal and opposite reaction. I know you've heard that somewhere before, right? So this isn't just an ancient spiritual law, it's been validated by science. Science is just always a bit behind spirituality when it comes to understanding the unseen forces in our universe, you know? So this principle helps us understand why surrender is so important, but also why it's important to know how to find your center, no matter where you are on the pendulum swing. Because you can fight the pendulum swing if you really want to, just like you can swim against the current. But is that really the wisest use of your energy? This spiritual law can be seen in the creation and destruction of worlds, in the rise and fall of nations, in the life of all things, and finally, in our own inner states of being, which we will discuss in a second. But does this make sense so far? Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I will be sure to come back and answer them. So, as I was saying, everything in life has a cycle. Even our emotions swing back and forth, And it's just not possible to remain in one emotion all the time. For example, you can't stay high vibe all the time, which is why your emotions actually matter less than your dominant thoughts. Because we live in a mental universe first and foremost, according to the first Hermetic principle. So you can be in a low vibe emotional state and still manifest what you want as long as your dominant thoughts align with your desired manifestation. And this is what Neville Goddard means when he talks about your mental diet. So, in other words, you can be mad or sad in any given moment and still manifest that new car or whatever, because your thoughts keep persisting in the reality where you already have it. So, don't fall victim to the toxic positivity that some of the manifestation community teaches. All your emotions are valid, even the difficult or unpleasant ones, which is why I don't refer to any of them as negative anymore. Thoughts can be positive or negative, but all of our emotions serve an important purpose, and bypassing the ones you don't like will only cause more trouble for you in the long run. So, this is why releasing resistance and surrendering are so important. We can't stop this principle. We cannot stop the principle of rhythm from working, and fighting against it only makes things harder than they have to be. So, how are we doing now? Again, feel free to drop any questions and or revelations in the comments because I love hearing them, and I'm happy to come back and answer your questions anytime. But before we close out this video, I wanted to share something cool I created for you that's also free, at least for now. If you've been searching for the best manifestation methods, this is for you. Because the truth is, they're all the best, just not for everyone. So hit the description box below when you're done with this video to take the quiz I created to determine the best and fastest mindful manifestation methods for you specifically, based on your own preferences, affinities, gifts, and talents. And I'll send you a personalized mindful manifestation manual absolutely free. Please keep in mind that I calculate the results of each quiz and personalize every single manual for free by hand. So you won't get instant results after submitting your answers, but you will receive an incredibly accurate custom manual in the order in which I receive your answers, of course. And it will help you mindfully manifest the reality of your dreams as quickly and effortlessly as possible, which is why these will likely become paid in the future. So be sure to get in on this now if you want yours for free. The link is below, and let's go ahead and finish up this masterclass now. There are people who master all of these principles, learn to polarize themselves to the frequencies of love, joy, harmony, basically the highest vibe / lowest density emotions, and they're able to slow their pendulum swing way down so slowly that it actually appears to be at rest. But let's be real, that is not very many people. Not to say that you can't do it, because I'm never trying to instill false limiting beliefs in anyone, just that it's not something a lot of people have done, and it takes an insane amount of study and discipline. So until you reach the state of an ascended master, It's best to practice radical self-acceptance of whatever is currently happening, wherever you are in the cycle or on the pendulum swing, because as soon as you accept it as only one possibility of infinite potential realities, you can choose to collapse a different possibility in the unified field. For more on how to do that, there is a video also linked below. I'm going to have to remember to link a lot of things below. So it's on this channel. It was a podcast episode, just in case I forget, but I'm talking about it so much now, there's no way I'm going to forget. So everything you need will be linked below. Acceptance is the opposite of resistance. And releasing resistance means you can work with your reality and manifest your desires more easily and quickly. By becoming conscious and aware of all of your own individual natural rhythms, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, you can learn to use them for your greatest and highest good instead of being used by them. And by understanding this, you can more easily accept wherever you are in your cycle. And if you're in a place you don't want to be in, you can begin to transmute it. So for example, if you're feeling really sad, you can transmute that by creating something out of it if you're an artist. Or say you're feeling angry, you could also turn that into art, or you could maybe go for a run or work out to transmute that fiery energy into something you can actually use for your greatest and highest good. These are just examples. You know your own personal emotional outlets, so use them to your advantage. Understanding each of these principles, how they work together, and how that affects our 3D reality empowers you to be a master mindful manifester, which is what it's all about, because that's how you become the master of your reality. So what did you learn today? Please comment below because I would love to hear it, and or feel free to ask any questions you may have left now at the end in the comments. And check the description box for all the links you need, including to take the quiz if you want a personalized mindful manifestation manual while they're still free, while I'm still giving them away. And or if you would like to join us inside Sacred Souls Society, because it has a fuck ton of divinely inspired content that's designed to help you consciously create a reality of freedom, fulfillment, magic, and abundance in every aspect of your life, quickly and effortlessly for the rest of your life. Plus, all the other ways you can work with me if you prefer one-to-one. And remember, you deserve to experience your soul's highest expression in human form now, and I believe in you, so you should too. Much love.